The invitation arrived like a burst of sunshine, bright, unexpected, and impossible to ignore. It shimmered with promise, hinting at something more than just a gathering. This was no ordinary party. Vanessa was throwing a divorce party. Not a somber affair, but a bold declaration that her story was far from over. The invitation promised music that would pulse through the night, food to savor, laughter echoing across the lawn, and a celebration of freedom after a chapter that had left scars. Vanessa wanted her closest friends there, the women who'd stood by her side through every late-night phone call, every tearful confession, every moment when hope seemed out of reach. The theme was empowerment. It was a night to shed the weight of the past, to step boldly into the unknown, and to look forward with hope and courage. Vanessa's secluded countryside home was the perfect setting, private, serene, and surrounded by the kind of beauty that made you believe in fresh starts. Guests were told to dress up, to wear whatever made them feel powerful, and to bring only positive energy, no baggage, no regrets. The invitation radiated sisterhood, wrapping each guest in a sense of belonging, as if they were being welcomed into an exclusive circle of survivors and supporters. For most, it was a welcome reason to celebrate Vanessa's new beginning, a chance to turn pain into power and endings into opportunities. Vanessa wrote about resilience and starting over, her words weaving through the night like a quiet anthem, making the party a living symbol of strength and survival. This wasn't just her celebration. It was for anyone who'd faced hardship, who'd been knocked down and found the courage to rise again. The message was clear. No sadness tonight, only joy, only anticipation for the better days that lay ahead. Excitement built as guests replied with exclamation points, planned outfits down to the last accessory, and arranged carpools for the drive out to Vanessa's sanctuary. A divorce party was unusual, even a little rebellious, but it felt right. An act of reclaiming a painful narrative and rewriting it with laughter and love. Vanessa was taking control of her story, turning heartbreak into hope, and her friends were ready to cheer her on, one unforgettable night at a time. Not everyone was excited. In fact, for some, the invitation felt like a warning. Marissa, once Vanessa's closest friend and business partner, felt uneasy the moment the envelope arrived. Their friendship had ended in bitterness and financial disputes, leaving wounds that never fully healed. The invitation itself was formal, almost cold, its elegant script unable to mask the tension beneath. Vanessa followed up with insistent texts. "You have to be there. It wouldn't be a real celebration without you." The messages came at all hours, each one more urgent than the last. Vanessa claimed Marissa's presence was essential for closure, but her tone felt more demanding than inviting. Marissa felt pressured, singled out, and confused about her inclusion. The more she thought about it, the more isolated she felt. Was this a genuine olive branch or something else entirely? The question gnawed at her. Mutual friends said Vanessa was obsessed with Marissa attending. Some even warned her to be careful. Reluctantly, Marissa agreed, planning to make a brief appearance and hoping for closure, but her heart raced with anxiety. She tried to believe in forgiveness, but a sense of dread lingered, heavy and unshakable. She pushed her doubts aside and prepared to go, not knowing what truly awaited her. To truly understand the tension that would later explode, we have to go back, farther than just the business, to the very beginning of Vanessa and Marissa's friendship. Years ago, they met as ambitious interns, instantly drawn to each other's drive and wit. They became inseparable, confidants who dreamed big, supported each other through heartbreaks, and celebrated every small victory. When they launched their marketing firm, it felt like destiny. Vanessa was the charismatic face, dazzling clients and commanding rooms. Marissa, the strategic mind, quietly steered the company through challenges. But as the business grew, so did the pressure. Vanessa craved recognition, thriving in the spotlight, while Marissa's anxiety about the company's finances kept her up at night. Their differences, once complementary, became sources of friction. Vanessa felt Marissa was holding her back. Marissa believed Vanessa was reckless. Disagreements over money and control escalated into heated arguments, each woman convinced she was protecting what they'd built. The final blow came when Marissa discovered Vanessa using company funds for personal expenses. a betrayal that shattered her trust. Their partnership exploded in accusations and legal threats, ending both business and friendship. The loss was personal, leaving both women feeling abandoned and wronged. The fallout deepened during Vanessa's bitter divorce, when Marissa was subpoenaed to testify about Vanessa's finances, a moment that forced her to choose between honesty and loyalty. Though Marissa only stated the facts, Vanessa saw it as the ultimate betrayal, a friend siding with her enemies. Their rift became permanent, fueled by public humiliation, gossip, and years of resentment that neither could let go. Vanessa blamed Marissa for her downfall, convinced she'd lost everything because of her former friend's testimony. The invitation to the party arrived, heavy with unresolved history and unspoken questions. For both women, it was impossible to ignore. For Vanessa, this night was about more than celebration. It was about reclaiming her narrative and maybe settling old scores. For Marissa, it was a step into the unknown, a chance to face the past or risk repeating it. The night of the party, Vanessa's home sparkled with lights and laughter. The air was thick with the scent of fresh flowers and expensive perfume, while upbeat music pulsed from hidden speakers. On the surface, it was a joyful celebration. Champagne flowed freely, music filled every corner, and friends toasted to new beginnings. Laughter bounced off the walls as people danced and shared stories, but beneath the surface, tension simmered. Some guests exchanged uneasy glances, their smiles a little too tight, their laughter a touch forced. The remote location, the closed gate, and Vanessa's anxious glances out the window set an uneasy tone, as if the house itself was holding its breath. When Marissa arrived, the atmosphere shifted. Vanessa greeted her with an intense, lingering hug, her grip just a bit too firm, her smile not quite reaching her eyes. Vanessa's focus was fixed on Marissa, shadowing her throughout the night, her presence constant and unyielding. Every conversation circled back to their past, and Vanessa's desire for a fresh start, her words laced with urgency beneath the festive chatter. Marissa felt watched, unable to relax or escape Vanessa's attention. The sense of being observed clung to her, making every interaction feel loaded. The party's energy turned heavy, the celebration masking something darker. Conversations grew quieter, and the festive mood faded into a tense undercurrent. Marissa began counting the minutes until she could leave, her anticipation for escape growing with every passing moment. As the laughter echoed through the house, Marissa quietly decided it was time to go. She felt a strange tension in the air, as if something was about to shift. She thanked Vanessa, her voice a little uncertain, said her goodbyes, and made her way to the car, feeling eyes on her as she left. Moments later, another guest tried to leave, only to find the main gate locked tight. The remote, which had worked earlier, was now useless. A sense of unease rippled through the group. Vanessa feigned surprise, fumbling with her own remote, her explanation growing more frantic as guests began to notice her unease. Concern mounted when Marissa's car was still in the driveway, untouched. Whispers spread. Where had she gone? Her purse and phone were missing, but the locked gate and abandoned car didn't add up. The pieces didn't fit, and suspicion grew. Guests grew anxious, their voices rising as they questioned Vanessa's inconsistent explanations. Some demanded answers, others just stared in disbelief. Vanessa insisted Marissa had gone for a walk or been picked up, but no one had seen another car. Doubt and fear crept in. The party's mood collapsed, replaced by fear and confusion. The celebration was unraveling before their eyes. Panic set in. Some guests tried to leave, others just froze, unsure what to do next. The guests huddled together, whispering worriedly, each person's fear feeding the next. Finally, someone's trembling hands dialed emergency services. The call for help broke the tension. The night had turned from celebration to crisis, and no one would forget the moment the party suddenly stopped. Police arrived to chaos, frightened guests, a distraught Vanessa, and a missing Marissa. Officers immediately began questioning everyone, trying to piece together the last moments before Marissa vanished. Some guests argued, others sobbed, and a few seemed almost too calm. Marissa's car sat untouched. No one leaves a remote party on foot at night. Officers noted the driver's seat was pushed back, as if someone taller had been inside. The gate had been tampered with, its lock intentionally disabled. Investigators found fresh tool marks and fragments of metal on the ground. This was no accident, it was a plan. Some guests recalled seeing a shadowy figure near the gate earlier, but no one could agree on what they looked like. The house became a crime scene. Evidence markers dotted the floor, and every detail was scrutinized, right down to a single muddy footprint by the back door. In Vanessa's car, police found duct tape, zip ties, and a taser, tools of restraint. The items were bagged and logged, their presence raising more questions about Vanessa's involvement. The party now looked like a trap. Decorations hung limp, and the laughter from earlier was replaced by tense whispers and suspicious glances. Vanessa's phone revealed she'd pre-booked a ride-share to a remote storage facility. The timing matched the window when Marissa disappeared. The evidence pointed to a kidnapping, not a disappearance. Every detail suggested premeditation. Detectives debated motives, and the list of suspects grew. The party was a cover for something sinister. Some guests began to fear they'd been lured there for a reason. Investigators realized Marissa was in grave danger. The search intensified, urgency mounting as every minute passed. The investigation quickly zeroed in on Vanessa. Detectives watched her closely as she sat in the interrogation room, her eyes darting between the officers and the evidence piling up against her. She'd spent weeks planning the party, but it was never about celebration. In her mind, Marissa was always the real target.
As Vanessa, tense, whispering, "She ruined everything for me. She deserves to know what that feels like." The guest list, the insistent invitations, the secluded location, every detail was calculated. Vanessa's thoughts raced as she double-checked every name, every address. Hardware store receipts and security footage showed Vanessa buying zip ties, duct tape, and a new gate lock. The detective slid the receipts across the table.
As detective firm, why would you need these for a party, Vanessa?
She'd researched tasers and rented a storage unit. Vanessa's mind replayed her plan, step by step, as the walls closed in. This was a methodical plan for revenge, not reconciliation. Each item on her list was a step toward payback. Vanessa blamed Marissa for her public and financial ruin. Her anger simmered beneath a calm exterior.
As Vanessa, voice trembling, "She took everything from me. Now she'll know what it's like to lose."
The party's empowerment theme was a twisted cover for her plot. The decorations masked her true intentions. Guests later recalled Vanessa's obsessive attention to Marissa and how she led her away just before she vanished. The evidence was overwhelming. The celebration was a trap, carefully baited, expertly sprung. Police raced against time to find Marissa, the tension mounting with every passing hour. The search for Marissa became a desperate race against time, every second stretching the nerves of the officers and her loved ones. Police tracked the rideshare car using toll cameras, app data, and frantic phone pings, piecing together Marissa's last known movements. In a dramatic confrontation, they intercepted the vehicle en route to the storage facility, ordering the driver and Vanessa out at gunpoint. Inside, chaos erupted. Officers rushed in, finding Vanessa standing over a bound and terrified Marissa, who flinched at every sound. Marissa was alive but deeply traumatized, having been tasered, restrained, and left in terror for hours. Officers comforted her, wrapping her in a blanket and assuring her she was safe. Vanessa was arrested on the spot, her plan collapsing in the glare of police lights. She protested, but the evidence was overwhelming. The evidence, an altered gate, tools, a digital trail, and shaken witness accounts, painted a damning picture of premeditation and cruelty. Vanessa was charged with kidnapping, false imprisonment, and assault, her fate sealed by the mountain of evidence. The so-called divorce party exploded into a headline-grabbing cautionary tale, shocking the community and sparking national outrage. What began as a celebration of freedom ended in chaos and handcuffs, the party scene now a haunting memory. Marissa was safe, but the scars, emotional and physical, would linger. Her life, and the lives of everyone involved, were forever changed. The story of Vanessa and Marissa is a chilling reminder. Danger can wear a familiar face. Sometimes the people we trust most are capable of the deepest betrayals. We expect safety at celebrations, not betrayal. But moments of joy can be twisted by those with hidden motives. Vanessa turned a moment of empowerment into a weapon for revenge, showing how easily trust can be manipulated. Marissa's unease was a warning. Trust your instincts, even when everyone else seems relaxed. Manipulators often use kindness and social pressure to lure and control. It's easy to miss the signs when they're masked by celebration. True friendship never involves coercion or discomfort. Real friends respect your boundaries and your choices. Your safety comes first, even if it means saying no or walking away. It's not selfish, it's necessary. This story warns us, even the brightest smiles can hide dark intentions. Appearances can be deceiving, especially in moments of celebration. Be vigilant, set boundaries, and trust your gut. If something feels off, it probably is. Sometimes, the greatest threats come from those we once trusted most. But every experience, even the painful ones, teaches us to be wiser and more resilient. The lesson here is clear. Listen to your intuition, value your well-being, and never be afraid to stand up for yourself. In the end, your safety and peace of mind are worth more than any celebration. Stay aware, cherish true friends, and remember, your instincts are your best protection.